Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Commerce Lab by Ecomcy, the place related to everything to Amazon and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we're bringing our special guest. His name is Hristo, and he's the co-founder and COO of Hipperson, one of the top agencies in the space when it comes to full account management in the Amazon space. And that's why I wanted to bring Hristo to my podcast today, because actually they specialize on something very interesting, which is helping D2C brands, specifically brands that come from Shopify, to expand their operations on Amazon. And I find this very interesting because usually the conversation is the other way around, how Amazon brands go to Shopify. But lots of times, like there's a ton of people coming from Shopify, they want to figure out the game in the Amazon space. And that's what Hristo is going to come today to talk us about. So Hristo, it's a pleasure to have you on board. So how you doing?
It's a pleasure, Vincenzo. I'm doing very, very well, and I'm excited for
Thank you.
that podcast.
Thank you for being here. So I've been following, your background for a while. Like I know you guys been in the space for over 5 years, the agency specifically. So I'm very interested to learning more about you and your background. I'm sure you've been in the space and doing so many projects. So tell us a little bit about you. Like who's Histo, how you jump into the space, and what made you found one of the top agencies? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. My story started like 8 years ago in the e-com space. I was working for a slow fashion brand. It then became the largest secondhand brand in all of Europe and eventually got sold for 28 million euro. And I was like, okay, so it seems e-com is working pretty well. So a friend of mine at the time was selling on Amazon, and we've been conversing. So I was like, okay, that looks
Hmm.
interesting. Let me take a look. And we started exploring Amazon together, selling on Amazon. And at some point, we were like, okay, we're doing pretty well on our own. Why don't we offer this for other, not sellers in the space, but brands that want to start on Amazon, which are not on Amazon yet?
Exactly.
And it's where we started. First, we had a really romantic idea to do it for brands from Eastern Europe and then Western Europe. But honestly, when it comes to e-com, in my opinion, US is very far ahead. And
Yeah.
now our clients are predominantly American, and otherwise we work with brands from all over the world. But US has definitely been performing
Yeah.
much better, like larger scale. Things are happening much faster, etc. And we really like working with innovative brands and not just the same old, if you know what I
Exactly.
mean.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The same
And
water
like,
bottle, fidget spinner, yeah, pampas grass, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And when somebody comes and they're like, "We're doing this amazing, innovative product. It's a wrinkle cream." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing. Thank you."
yeah, thank you.
Or weight loss pills. I'm like, "Okay, great, amazing."
Good luck with the suspensions, yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, we really pick our battles these days, and we're working with some really cool, innovative brands in the space that are
love it.
crushing it on their website, but haven't found their way on Amazon. And whenever I get on a call with them, they ask me, "Is Amazon really working?" Is I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
guys, yeah. I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's really working. And
Yeah,
even if you don't know what you're doing, if you are a brand that is performing relatively well on your website, meaning you're doing at least 300K a month, uh, you're gonna see that 5 to 12%. There's like 5 to 12% spillover if you launch your brand on Amazon. So people are
hmm,
gonna be buying your product on Amazon because they are Amazon clients. I mean, and
yeah.
no matter
Amazon
what you
gigs.
do, yeah, Amazon gigs, no matter what you do on your website, they're not gonna buy on your website. And people
Exactly.
ask me, "Oh, I'm going to, ruin my website funnel.
No,
Clients are gonna run to Amazon." No, I mean, people that buy on Amazon, they buy on Amazon. And you
exactly.
cannot make anything about it. They're rather not going to buy from you because they don't trust an external website, and
Yeah,
also because they're buying on Amazon on a daily basis and they're very used to their process rather than buying on your website. We've
exactly.
even done some tests because some of our clients were like, if I completely stop Amazon, I'm gonna be making much more profit on my website. We were like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, let's do it.
Try
Let's
it. Try it.
completely shut down Amazon. So we shut
Yeah.
down Amazon for 3 days, and Yes, indeed, they were doing more revenue on their website, but in total,
They actually, I think it got frozen. Let's wait a few
uh,
seconds.
it's
Let's wait a few. Let's wait a few seconds. That's fine, and then we connect. So okay, so we can restart from they were making more revenue, and then you go from there. Okay, so one,
okay.
two, three, go.
So they realized that after they stopped the Amazon, they were making more revenue on their website, yes, but it was insignificant compared to the loss that they were having. So they were losing $5,000 a month. So for three
Wow,
days, they lost 15K, and they were like,
crazy.
okay, enough testing. That's, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
obviously,
Let's go back to Amazon.
yeah. And we did that actually a couple more times, and same result. Basically, Amazon, the thing is to create additional sellers, like additional buyers to what you already have on your website. So, okay, you're going to have the spill over 5 to 12%. But again, this is going to be additional, first of all, on the sales that you're already making on your website. And then our goal and what we do, what we specialize in, is to turn these 5 to 12% into 60 to 100%. So basically, our aim is to double your business by optimizing Amazon, expanding your product to Amazon, etc. And it's very, very much possible, and we've done it like 100 times already. But yeah, this is like one of the greatest myths.
Nice.
Amazon is going to
Yeah,
steal the
yeah.
money from my website. I mean, it's
I
not
know,
working
I
like
know.
that.
At the end of the day, it's
Like,
another channel, right? It's another channel, and actually, the more options you give your clients to shop around your brand, like it's actually always gonna be something positive because it's like you're opening more doors for people to come inside your house, essentially, right? So, yeah, I feel you. Like I have this conversation all the times, but sometimes I feel people have that like negative connotation with Amazon that is like evil, and they're gonna steal all your data and they're gonna copy your product, which again sometimes it happens, but it's not like the reality of most people. Now, going back to the D2C, going to Amazon, I think actually from experience, when you do it like that, you have a bigger success rate than when it's the opposite. Because sometimes we see Amazon brands going to D2C and they struggle because they're used to Amazon giving all the traffic to them. So realistically, they don't have to really build brand awareness and that community that you need on your website. And that's why I think when you come with a community and that brand awareness from outside of Amazon to Amazon, then things to be much better because your keyword sometimes like your brand name could be even a search term. So tell us a little bit about how you, if you are right now a brand outside of Amazon, can start doing some checks to see if Amazon is the right place, because I guess it also comes down to having the right product. So what is usually the checklist that you put on the table to make sure that's the case here? Yeah.
so it's very important to check if there is brand search for your brand
Hmm.
on Amazon. Basically, if people are directly looking
Hmm.
for any
Exactly.
brand related keywords with your brand. Of course, if your brand has a more generic name, it's going to be a bit more difficult
Yeah.
to understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have like in 95% of the time, you'll be able to tell. And just check for your brand name and see how many times people are hitting that. There is something called SFR on Amazon's search frequency rank. So
Okay.
basically, the lower the rank, the more people are searching
Hmm.
for your brand. So this gives you the first check, and you're like, okay, so there is interest. So maybe I should start thinking about it. Uh, Apart from that, I'm pretty sure that with growth of your brand, you're gonna get some direct request even over an email on your
Hmm.
website. Is that product being sold on Amazon or on any other
Exactly.
marketplaces? Uh, but honestly, like most of the time, uh, it's always worth it to run Amazon or any other actually marketplace and channels. Just open up channels. But again, I'm not saying you should do it like 100% of the time.
Hmm.
Another advice I can give is just don't be in a haste, because another mistake I see people are making, they are launching too many channels at the same time. What I would
Exactly.
do is see what's working for you first from the direct traffic that you're driving to your website, if it's Facebook or Google or
Mhm.
Instagram, TikTok. See what's working for you, what's performing well, optimize that, like optimize it a lot, And then when there is at least one channel that you can say, okay, this is really working for me, I'm getting great ROAS, it's super optimized, you can start testing more aggressively with other channels. And Amazon is one of them. But Amazon is a different ballpark. It's just completely different, a completely different beast to the other channels. I would say it's a bit more old school. It's a bit more slow. It's really
Hmm.
different. It's and Amazon are really against you in that battle. To be honest, I mean
Yeah,
they're not helping you in any way.
exactly.
They're
Yeah,
they're
you're basically pushing the car by yourself. Yeah.
absolutely. their
Yeah,
their
exactly.
focus is to help their focus is to help the end client. I mean, for
Mm,
them, they are the client and they don't see you as the client, even though you are the one bringing new fresh leads to their website. So they're
exactly.
gonna make your life very difficult. So
Yeah.
what I would advise you is, if you don't have previous experience on Amazon, search, like seek outside help. Is it an individual or an agency? Just
Mm,
like look for someone to help you out, uh, to open up that channel, because it doesn't make sense if you're already an expert in Facebook or TikTok or Google. Let's say
mhm,
you're crushing it, you know very well what you're doing. You'd rather launch new products and focus on
mhm.
the channels that are already performing for you, rather than wasting time becoming an expert in a completely different
Figuring
channel.
out. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it
Exactly.
doesn't make sense. You're gonna get very anxious. You're gonna waste your time, and at the end, you're not gonna be as good as someone who has done it for like
Yeah,
years. Basically, this
exactly.
is. And of course, if you have the previous experience, go for it. Optimize this channel for as well, and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But
Now, yeah, that's super important. I 100% want to jump in and support this idea that I think sometimes we as founders have the misconception that we have to figure out everything on our own, like we don't need to seek for any support. And that's where I feel sometimes, people like you or like myself and other people in the space, like really are key elements for the success of some of these brands, because realistically some of these brands don't have the time to figure out a full new marketplace, like all the logistics, the strategy behind, and the years of experience that we bring to the table. So it's super important that you as a brand, like if you really wanna plug and play, you work with people that really can allow you to ride the wave rather than drown, right? While trying
yeah.
to get over that. Now, talking about the expectations, because I feel like yes, sometimes people is afraid to jump into Amazon, but I feel like if you come from D2C and you're used from having on a website like 3-5% conversion, if you're very good on your website, and then you jump to a place where start getting 10, 15, 20% is normal. I guess we can also have the conversation and the assumption that if your product is good outside of Amazon, Amazon could explode that success, right? Because you have that increased conversion and increased intention towards making a purchase. So, what is your take on that? Will you say like usually when very good brands jump into Amazon, Amazon eventually overtakes their D2C, or that's really not common to see?
I wouldn't say it overtakes their D2C, but again, it definitely expands your brand visibility and your brand
Hmm.
awareness, because people need as many touch points as possible with your brand to actually consider buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know many people which are just checking on Amazon to see if a
Exactly.
product is legit before
Exactly.
buying
Not a
it. And they're
scam.
like, okay, it's not a
Mm-hmm.
scam. Yeah. And there are
Mm-hmm.
actually many things you can do as a marketer that doesn't have previous experience with Amazon to actually achieve success on Amazon. And I can actually share a few things. One
Mm-hmm.
is on the SEO side. You can actually build a network of websites around your niche.
Mm. Nice.
We have built this for us and for our clients. They're like a network of website with different topics around the
Mm-hmm.
niche, and now then we're ranking them very good on Amazon, and this way
Nice.
they get a lot of SEO traffic. Many people are doing that, but what
Mm-hmm.
is the twist? The twist is that all the ads inside lead to the Amazon products via brand
Mm.
referral links, and on
Nice.
top of getting traffic on Amazon when you're just getting started, you get 10% brand referral bonus back by being your own affiliate, basically.
ten
And
percent
this
basically.
way, you
Yeah.
10%, which is great.
Yeah.
And this way you can afford to spend more than your
Outside
competitors
of Amazon.
because you're getting these
Yeah.
10%. Yeah,
Hmm.
because you're getting these 10% back.
Very good.
Another cool thing they can do is right now, video sales letters or so-called VSLs landing pages are very hot and they're converting very well for most verticals. Um, Basically, what you can do again is you can create a separate funnel, separate landing page that is specifically made to bring traffic to Amazon, and this is going to create a lot of the initial reviews and traffic that you need on Amazon when you're getting
Hmm.
started. Because when you're just getting started on Amazon, you need to focus, I'd say, on the first thing you need to focus on are reviews. Because if you
Exactly.
already are a brand that is well known, you're going to
Hmm.
stand out to your competitors. People would have heard of you, etc. But if you have like 5 reviews compared to like hundreds of, or thousands of
Hmm.
reviews of your
Yeah.
competitors, people are still going to prefer buying their products. So in the beginning, you need to focus on building these initial reviews on Amazon, and that's when you're going to see actual success. I'd say there are like certain tiers where you gain the trust of
Hmm.
your clients. The first one being around 30 reviews, then it's like 100 reviews, then around
Hmm.
300, 500, and 1,000 reviews. These
Yeah.
are like certain thresholds where you can see how your conversion rate, your CPC is getting significantly better because people say, okay, this product, I've heard of that product, first of all. Their main image looks better, the brand looks better, I'm ready to give it a shot compared to a brand that has 10,000 reviews, but it's not exactly to my taste. So
Yeah. Exactly.
you can win the battle even if you have much less reviews, but you still need to have some reviews. This
Yeah,
is what I'm
super
trying to say.
important. And I think something that is very interesting as well, that I guess when you also are a D2C brand, in Shopify specifically, like you have elements that Amazon sellers will kill to have, in the sense that most Amazon sellers don't have an email list. Most likely you have an email list you can use to blast and send traffic to
Exactly.
Amazon. You have a strong
This
social media
is
presence, you know?
You're
So,
absolutely right, and this is something that I mean, let's be honest, it's not allowed according to Amazon's terms and services. It's not allowed to ask people to leave you a review.
okay,
But if you have your own list that really
exactly.
likes your products and believes in your products, you can always ask them. Nobody's going to report you to
Yeah.
Amazon for
Yeah, if you
asking
say
for
like give
some.
me an honest feedback, like just honest, like you're not implying anything, like people
Even
love it.
that is not allowed, by the way. Again, just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
be clear on
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Even that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not allowed on
yeah,
Amazon. But
yeah, yeah.
just ask them, give them a promo code, whatever. One side is having a mailing list, like you mentioned. Another thing, some people are already building close Facebook groups, and they're building, their communities in there. This works
Hmm.
very well because even if you have like 1,000 people in that
Exactly.
community, usually these are people that really, really, really like your brand,
Like your
and they're
fans.
going
Yeah.
yeah, they're like your top fans, so they're
Yeah.
going to do anything you ask them of. So imagine even if 20% of these people leave you a review, that's going to be great to get started on Amazon.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, when it comes to the transition when going from, in this case, Shopify to Amazon, like I know this is going to vary significantly on the type of product and the category, but usually, what timelines are we talking about? Because I guess from the perspective of having the elements that you need for Amazon, like most likely you have great images already, so you
Mhm.
repurpose some of them. Of course, the copy will have to be done from scratch. But when you're talking to a client and they ask you like, how long is gonna take for Amazon to really kick off? Like, what is usually your experience? I know it's gonna vary a lot, but on average, like,
It
like,
it really, really varies a lot. I mean, if you know what you're doing, again,
mhm.
and very few people know what they're doing
Yeah,
on
that's a big,
Amazon when they're
that's a
when
big
they're
thing.
coming
That's
from
a,
when they're
yeah,
coming from D2C. Uh, in 5 months, I'd say you can see some initial
some
success
activity. Yeah, yeah,
that can get you going. Even less, to be honest. Really depends on the size of the brand, of course. I
mhm.
mean, if you're doing a couple mil outside of Amazon, you can see success immediately
It's
because
straight. Yeah,
again,
exactly.
it's right there. You're going to see some sales that you're not paying for, which is amazing.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. People just
it's
looking for the brand because they want next day delivery, and
exactly,
that's
it's
it.
just free
Yeah.
money, just free money for you.
Yeah.
And again, you need to help yourself with different things like ranking campaigns, uh, basically building a great experience for your clients so they can leave more reviews, because you can expect no more than 0.5% to 2%
Yeah.
Amazon
Very
review
low.
rate. Like this is the natural. But
The
if you
standard.
again incentivize people, and if you create a great experience when they receive the product, etc., you can push this to like 6 7, sometimes even 10 or 12%, which is great, basically. um, of course, you need to have great PPC strategy. You need to do your SEO very well on Amazon as well, which is again specific to the channel. You need to
Yeah.
research which keywords are converting, and
Hmm.
create
Very important.
your page in a way that people actually find your products. Because I've seen it many times that amazing brands come to Amazon, they use the copy from their website, and this doesn't make sense because
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
the copy the copy sounds great. I mean, but recently
No,
we
it's the
onboarded a
off. Yeah.
client. Yeah, we onboarded a client. They had an amazing copy. They didn't have a single keyword
Keyword.
that was
Exactly. I know.
ranking on Amazon. That was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
very, very,
I,
very funny. But
yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Now, in terms of when we also do this transition, in this case from Shopify to Amazon, we use like, I guess a very important thing to do as well, and this is something that I want to take your advice on, is to maybe start with your hero products. Like, is that something that you would advise? Like, let's say a brand has 100 SKUs, 50 SKUs. Like, usually you start with the heroes that have the biggest amount of sales in your D2C, and those are the leading, the like the front soldiers to enter Amazon. Or you try to come in with as much of your catalog as possible. What is usually the advice? Yeah.
that's that's actually a great question. I always advise to start with your hero products.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on how big your portfolio is, start with between 1 to 5 products. Usually, the
Mm-hmm.
sweet spot is 2 to 3 products.
Mm-hmm.
And then every 2 to 3 months, introduce more
Mm,
products. Why? Because, you know, it's like sprints, let's say. You can focus on that many products at a time. Even if you have the
mm.
budget, it just doesn't make sense,
The
because
attention,
most
the
of the,
attention.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time people are selling very similar products. So what happens is, if you start pushing them together, they're cannibalizing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the best of ideas. I'd say 2 to 3 products at a time. Focus on that. Bring new products until and you shouldn't even introduce your whole portfolio. Maybe it doesn't make sense to introduce your whole
Exactly.
portfolio, but just bring the top sellers, see how it's going, optimize it, and then start bringing some other products along the line.
Good.
This has
So
always proven to work the best.
nice. So now, will you say that usually people that go from like Shopify to Amazon, the long-term goal is to really make money or to actually steal traffic? Because I know that some brands, what they do, they jump on Amazon, they just put the cheapest products of the lead losers in Amazon to basically create brand awareness. But the actual premium or the proper pro, you have to go to their website, right? So they will use Amazon as a way to captivate traffic. Is that something you see people using this transition as of in terms of an objective, or they really want to use Amazon as a channel to make profit? Because sometimes people, they only care about growing their presence out of marketplaces, you see what I mean, and they use marketplace to
Uh,
just get exposure, if you see what I mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I see people doing that, but I wouldn't say this is the right strategy. I mean, it's
Mm,
these are people that don't know how to make money on Amazon and
that's
don't
good.
know how to optimize it.
Mm,
So it is a strategy that could work for brand awareness, let's say, but I can give you another better strategy on how to make
yeah.
money on Amazon with your premium products, and it's the following. So basically, uh, everyone knows that you need to target your own products on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
Yeah.
you protect the ad spot on your product details pages from competitors targeting it. But the way you're wasting money and leaving money on the table is by promoting just one product. What you need to do is create a bundle which includes two single complementary products, or three even sometimes, from your portfolio, and target the ad spot with this new ASIN. This way, the benefit that you get is you protect the ad spot, but you're gonna make upsells and increase your average order value. So
Nice.
you're basically not running ads for a single product, you're running ads for a bundle. This way
Exactly.
we have increased the average order value of some products, of some brands, from $21 to $43,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
very, very good.
Yeah, and it's very smart as well because you now have more ASINs under your sleeve that you can use for taking more placements on at the keyword level and at the placement level when it comes to ads. So it's very good. Awesome. And now let's talk about pricing and profitability because I guess I'm just thinking here when people do this jump, on Amazon it's very big strategy that usually we reduce price because we need to spike our conversion in order to get positioned organically and all of that. But sometimes this brand come from a big presence out of Amazon that they have to maintain their price due to reputation. They don't want to dilute the awareness they have built. So how they keep a balance between being competitive enough on Amazon when maybe they don't have enough reviews, but pricing in that case will be your only way to attract clients. If you see what I mean, like, is that
It,
tricky sometimes to do
it is
because of it?
tricky. What I recommend is, if they lower the price, which is not necessary like 100% of the time, but for a great launch, I recommend for the in the initial couple of months, let's
Hmm.
say, they can put a very attractive price,
Hmm.
even at the cost of some of the traffic on their website going to Amazon.
Okay.
They're doing it for the long run. And then after
Hmm.
these couple of months, they can either match the price on their
Okay.
website or even increase the price on Amazon with $2 to $5. Basically, this is kind of
The standard, yeah.
a standard, I'd say, because this way they don't need to ask themselves the question, what if Amazon is stealing my traffic? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
from experience, all of my clients are asking themselves that question. And if
I
it's
know.
eating you so much from the inside, just keep a slightly higher price and you're gonna feel good
Yeah.
about it. That's it. uh, and
That's it.
and again, the thing is that Amazon is going to, if you all the taxes on Amazon compared to your marketing budget on your website, most of the times
Hmm.
are gonna be more than what you're paying for ads outside of Amazon.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
they're kind of many times they're kind of free sales, especially when you're getting started. Again, at some point when you turn Amazon into a significant channel, it turns into a completely different channel for you, where you focus, optimize on its own, etc. But in the beginning, any sale that you make on Amazon is pretty much
It's
free
a
money
win.
for you when you're getting started. It's a win.
That's very good. That's very good. So, I mean, Risto, it's been a pleasure to have you on board. Like, I mean, all this conversation, I find it so insightful because this jump from one place to another, which in this case Shopify to Amazon, vice versa, it's always been a huge dilemma in the space for years now. And it's always interesting to have a conversation sometimes with experts like you that really know how to do that jump, so people can get a glimpse about what they can expect and what are some of the tips they should implement to make this journey easier. So now, before we conclude, I'm sure some people now, maybe that only on Shopify or on a D2C channel, they want to jump into Amazon, and then essentially they want to reach out to you. So tell us a little bit about how they can reach out to you, to your agency, and how they can work with your team. Yeah.
Sure. They're welcome to come to our website, hyperzone.io.
Hmm.
And for anyone that is listening to that podcast, we'll be happy to provide a free audit. So if you're a brand that's crushing it on the D2C and doing at least 300,000 a month, give us a shout and let's see if we can help you.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Risto. It's been a pleasure, and looking forward to see you at future episodes. Yeah. Thank you for coming, man. Been a pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Vincenzo. Talk to you
Yeah.
soon, man.
Bye bye.